At Mount Carmel down in Agate, where we have three teachers from the school standing by. We have Chamorro teacher Ryan Leon Guerrero, and also teachers Isabella Becker and Crystal Augustine. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. Half a day, everybody.
Buenas, half a day.
Right on. Isabella, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's just get right into it. So, Mount Carmel, you guys have been doing an online thing, I think, since there was a little period where everyone went back to school for like a week in August, and then we had the crazy surge, right? They went back to online. Just to talk a little bit about that. Was that, obviously, it was a first for a lot of teachers. So, what was that like, just kind of getting used to online teaching?
I think a lot of it, because we've been doing it since last March 2020, we've really innovated our approach and really refined our online presence. So that way, with great hopes, now that we're going to do face-to-face, the transition between online and face-to-face going to be smooth for us. So that's why, that way there's really no discrepancies or any learning gaps really in terms of class progression. So, we've been really well with holding our traditional MCS events, the ones we're really popular are known for on island, like our Christmas concert and a lot of our fairs. But our parents have really trusted us with the academic, and we've been really good with keeping the lines of communications open. We have someone an on-site admin to help us with online learning if the kids have a hard time connecting or if they need resources. So we've been doing really good, and I would like to say, our parents are very happy, the students are very happy, but at the same token, they're very excited to get back in the classroom, because you really can't, being in class, you can't really compare with being in the classroom and being with your friends. But we're really going to make sure that the kids are protected and safe, and we're following all the protocols needed to protect our students and everyone as well.
What was the response when you guys sent out the surveys about who wants to come back to do face-to-face and who wants to remain online?
We're looking at the overall response above like 50% of our population are wanting to come back face to face. As parents, we're really overwhelmed. They're really happy. They already had a yes, a thumbs up, exclamation point. So they're really excited to get back in the classroom, and they're really wanting to work with us to make sure that the students have everything they need and what we need as well. So that way we continue face-to-face instruction and online instruction simultaneously as well.
Isabella and Ryan, how excited are you guys to see your students in what we call real life?
I'm extremely happy to get back into the classroom and see my students. And really, I feel that it's most important to our eighth graders. A lot of the eighth graders at MCS are going to be leaving into different high schools, and a lot of them have been going to MCS since they were pre-K, and so MCS itself is very family oriented. A lot of the students grew up together, and so for us to give them this opportunity to return and see their friends maybe for the last time before they depart into high school and into college, I really do feel that it's good for them, and they all are excited. I'm again set Sumen Magovzo. I'm extremely excited to get back in, and teaching the Chamorro language online definitely has its challenges. Teaching any language really, but I feel that the returning to face will strengthen that our communication, our bond as a class, and we can definitely move forward to perpetuating the Chamorro language. So,
Isabella.
Yeah, I agree with Senyo. I think, as teachers, we're all really excited to get back into the classroom. And I think one of the best parts is just seeing how excited the kids are. They really miss that social interaction that you can only get from being in the same room as their peers. So they're all very excited to get back into the classroom. I think one of the best things about MCS is that we're going to simultaneously have online classes and in-person classes. So that means that those that are staying online, they'll still get to have that interaction with the students that are choosing to go back face to face, which is really special because they've created a lot of strong bonds, even while learning from distance. Through our events and things like that, they've really created a strong bond. And as a teacher, it's just wonderful to see that.
What about the protocols and the safety measures? I mean, everybody kind of has figured out what we have to do to keep the kids and, the teachers and the staff at any school safe from the spread of the virus. What types of measures have you guys put in place down there, Crystal?
So upon entry, they're definitely going to be, we designated staff to conduct the temperature and the sanitation procedures as well. And we've also are going to send out a letter to the parents and guardians, to really ask them to kind of limit visiting the campus and to only kind of have it in the main office. So it's really going to be a controlled campus in terms of making sure that we're upholding the safety protocols. There's definitely going to be signage throughout the campus and markings on the floor as well, so that way students kind of know what directions where to go to, how to eliminate contact, so that way we kind of slow the spread. We also will have designated rooms in the event. If a student feels ill, we'll have a room as well just for isolation. And then we're also going to make sure that we uphold the Department of Public Health and Social Services protocols, so that way we make sure that we're eliminating any chances of spread of the COVID-19 virus. Aside from that, during our first week, if I can, when we had that first week back in the beginning of the school year, our students were already used to social distancing. They kind of already conditioned themselves, right? So as the weeks went by to the anticipation of getting back on campus, we kind of reminding them, it's just like when you're going to like Ross or grocery shopping, you have to remember to adhere to the signage there. So, the kids have been really well, and the parents are very cooperative in terms of really making sure that everybody's safe. And I think it's just a normal thing now to be mindful of if you're feeling sick, stay home. If you have a cough, a sneeze, you stay home, always wear your mask. So, we're really doing all we can to make sure that our students are going to be safe. The desks will definitely be positioned in a manner where we're upholding social distance. So we're really going to make sure we eliminate the contact. And, I think a lot of it as a teacher, right, you have to go in and you have to really kind of be kind of silly about it. So you have to say, like, boys and girls, during break time, you can't play tag, or you can't place little notes, you can't share your snacks. So, our kids have been really resilient during this pandemic. And I think, the parents have been such wonderful partners, doing all they can to make sure they give them advice to follow the instructions, listen to your teachers, so that way we can continue to have our learning face to face.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Solis.
Hi, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. So I had a question for the three of you as teachers, because so much of what makes Mount Carmel such like a unique experience, and it's respected island-wide, is the music program. Like along with physical education and things like that. So have you guys had any discussions with your fellow faculty members about like how you'll be able to maintain the love and the practice of music in this very, very odd, new environment we live in?
Well, I know to date, Mr. D, our musical director, and also our principal of the school, he's been really good in innovating teaching online, because as you know, we can't learn an instrument if you don't have the actual instrument. So Mr. D has been really good with applications, having the students download apps that, manipulate keyboard playing or guitar playing. So I know further details are going to be disseminated, and Mr. D has been really good and resilient about keeping the kids safe. So we're definitely going to provide more insight in terms of, the musical direction. But, we really, we want to continue the traditions of our song fest, that we have, our content chamarita. We want to make sure that we continue to have that all required music and dance. So parents can definitely look forward to having all the traditional MCS events and the fairs and the usual academic activities that we usually have will definitely be placed, but it'll definitely be augmented to make sure that we're practicing safety and health mechanisms.
No, thank you. Yeah, I've had the good fortune of having the privilege to cover the MCS Science Fair in the past and everything like that, and I cannot wait till you guys have that again, because it is a sight to see. It's an amazing exhibition. So maybe Ryan, if you can jump in and talk about how the challenges of running a Chamorro language class, and maybe Isabella, and forgive me, Isabella, what is your subject? I'm sorry if I missed it.
Middle school social studies and history, and it's been a really ripe environment to talk about current events for sure.
Yeah, there is no shortage of material for you just in the last 10 days, I would assume, and everything. So yeah, so maybe if the two of you can just talk about like what challenges and opportunities does the new format present for you in passing on that instruction to your kids.
So I'm sorry.
Well, ladies first.
Yes, go ahead.
Thanks, Ryan.
So in social studies, I think one of the best things is the application of technology, right? That's been one of the highlights about the pandemic, with all of its struggles and hardships. At the end of the day, it's provided students with more being able to utilize technology at a much higher rate than they were previously. So we've really had the opportunity to kind of keep up with current events in real time. For example, all of the debates, presidential debates, the vice presidential debate, we were able to watch in real time together. And I think things like that are really special. In addition to that, even just this morning, when we were presenting some of the current events, we were able to talk in real time about the unprecedented second impeachment of President Donald Trump. I mean, it's just, we can keep going and we can see things in real time together. And I think that's very, very special. And in addition to that, we've been provided federal funding to provide laptops and other technological devices to students so that no one gets left behind. So I just think, being able to meet digitally and help them learn new digital tools is so important, not only right now in this pandemic, but for their futures as well. The world is moving into a new digital space, and this has helped the kids to, garnish new skills for that time.
That's really interesting, Isabella, because I remember when I was in school, I was at St. Anthony's in the 6th grade, with that Catholic education program, and the biggest story that we had was when the Challenger space shuttle, the tragedy there when it exploded and everything. I mean, we stayed on that for the next 2 months of school. I can only imagine with the pace that news happens these days, and everything, like just in Washington with what's happening, and you guys have ample information that you've got to sift through and then try and decipher to young minds and everything. So our prayers to you, because that's a lot of work, certainly. And maybe now, Ryan, if we can fold you into the conversation. So teaching Chamorro, I mean, I assume it's monstrously hard to do over a virtual environment, because so much of what we have for our culture and what we believe in and who we are as a people requires that that face-to-face interaction and telling people it's not just a language, it's a way of life, it's what you feel in your heart and your mind and everything like that. So how have you had to maybe adjust some of your lesson plans when you teach about who we are to your kids?
So really, with the whole distance learning, yes, it does make it very difficult to teach the Chamorro language. And my goal overall, first and foremost, is to teach the students conversational Chamorro. But because of the online, yes, we do have a lot of discussion-based classes. I feel like the only way to really learn and use the language is to practice it and use it, right, in everyday conversation. And so that's kind of how I have been running my classrooms as far as our Google Classroom meets, right? We come together, we go through the notes, we discuss Gifino Chamorro, puro at Gifino Chamorro, da angin tisina ma comprendi, pues faisin zonai da I will help you understand, right, the best that I can. Really what I've been doing, because Chamorro is not just language, Chamorro is everything, right? Chamorro is our lifestyle, like you said. Absolutely. It is history, it is traditions, it is customs, right? And so a lot of what I've been doing in my classroom is, again, utilizing the technology that is provided to us, right? So We watch a lot of YouTube videos on the history, right? What happened maybe during the Japanese occupation and so on and so forth. We learn about customs, different Chamorro customs, right? Tangingi, respeto, all of these different aspects. And so really there's a lot of aspects that make up the Chamorro culture and language, right?
Well, if you get that part figured out, please let us know here at KUM, because we've been trying to figure out for the last year of doing this show how to amen like over Zoom and everything, and we haven't worked that one out yet. So,
really, what I find that works. When I was going to high school and even some of my college courses, we would play Kahoots. I'm not sure if you've ever heard it, but Kahoot is a online learning platform basically, and so really it's an English-based platform, right? But it doesn't have to be limited to just English. And so I take a lot of my lessons and I turn it into a Kahoot, Gifino Samoro, and my kids play this game. They interact together, they help each other. And so that's really the nicest thing about it is because Chamorro is family, it's familia, it's comunidad. I encourage my students to help each other. I encourage my students to help somebody if they don't really know how to pronounce it or so on and so forth, right? It's a learning environment. We learn together as a unit, we practice together as a unit, and we will move forward as a unit, right? And so it does, of course, it has its challenges, but my kids have learned so much in the first 2 quarters that I am sumen magufzo zan sen banadoso para I mga estudyante ko. I'm extremely proud of my students because they're picking up the language at a super fast, rapid pace that, I have to continue to go back into my books and push myself to go further than what I have originally lesson planned, right? Because they want to know more. Oh, senor, but I want to know how to say this. Okay, can we take a break and we'll pick that up next week? But right now, let's work with this,
So this really is a case of the students having taught the teacher.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It really is that way, yes. And it's amazing. It truly is amazing.
Well, I can say, as a product of the Catholic education system locally and as a son of 2 educators and everything, the 3 of you and your faculty and the entire administration down there, we're big fans of your program, and you guys are truly doing the Lord's work. And, we send our prayers and our well wishes to you as you, embark on this new return to class and, just keep on doing what you're doing. Because, Lord knows, being a teacher over the last year has been unbelievably trying. But the fact that you guys do it, and you do it because you genuinely love the craft, and you do it because you genuinely love your students and everything like that is, you guys, we can't thank you enough. So thank you guys for.
Thank
now,
you.
if I may, I'd just like to go round
could,
robin real quick.
sorry.
I'm sure you've had this discussion a cajillion times already, but since the world is watching right now, since we're on Facebook Live, what is the most common thing that you're saying with the return to school being imminent now, just days away? What are you saying to parents to allay their concerns, and then what are you saying to students to welcome them back?
For me, a lot of what I've been saying from the get-go is, put your trust in us, put your trust that we believe we're going to continue to carry out our tradition and carry out the mission of tradition, spirit, heritage, and pride. We want our parents to continue to trust that their kids are going to be in absolute great care. And, all we have to do is continue to really trust each other and work together. And this is what really kind of helps us that's made our program so successful, is that our parents really, really trust that we're going to continue providing everything that you're used to, everything that we're, popular or well known for, both face to face and then also remotely as we've been doing. So, trust has been definitely been the main message that I've been conveying to parents. A lot of them, naturally have their apprehensions, but if they're able to, we've been able to continue our partnerships with them, and we believe that the good Lord is going to guide us and keep us safe. And like a school of Catholic faith, we're going to continue to work together and and work on making our students safe altogether. So it looks like our parents and our students are very, very excited. Our faculty and staff are also very excited because, like Izzy was saying, you really can't match that face-to-face instruction. And if I could really fast, I'm sorry, Senor has been very successful with our Chamorro language program, but we've also been very successful with Latin as well.
Nice.
If you don't already know, yes, Mount Carmel School is we picked up the ancient tradition of ecclesiastical Latin, so that kind of promotes our curriculum. We already are in the Institute Catholic Liberal Education, also known as classical education. So we're one of the first schools in the Asia Pacific region to adapt this new classical method in terms of really having God at the center of everything we do. So aside from Chamorro, our students from 4th to middle school are also learning Latin as well. So they know their prayers in Latin. They all know the church hymns, the song, the verbs, the action, all the prose and everything that goes with Latin. So our program has been definitely very successful thus far, continues to be successful.
Well, may your entire student population, the entire student body, Vidi Vici. I came back to school, I saw, and I conquered.
It's very good that you say that. Our students have been really good at engaging.
And that's the only Latin I know, by the way. So, I just tapped out, and that is the entirety of my Latin knowledge. So,
you're more than welcome to visit us at Mount Carmel School and just see how much knowledge our students have acquired learning both Latin and Chamorro. And, MCS continues to be unbeatable, right, in that kind of sense. So, not only have we progressed tremendously with academics, we really kind of worked with our Catholic formation as well in terms of really going back to the heart of the church and to the old tradition as well.
All right. Well, okay. So we got about a minute left. So Isabella and Ryan, your final thoughts on what you can say to students and parents as you prepare to return.
I'd say we have a plethora of safety protocols in place, not only at the school, but with busing as well. I know that's been a huge concern for parents. There are busing protocols that will be followed, and Mount Carmel does bus, should have a busing system in place island-wide. So, if someone's thinking about possibly sending their child there, but that may be holding them back, there is busing in place, and, we'll be following safety protocols. On top of that, this Catholic liberal arts education is so special in that all of us teachers, we consistently work together to kind of pull off of each other's curriculum. So when we say Mount Carmel educates the whole child, we really do. It follows through in our lesson plans and our textbooks that we have. I mean, in social studies, I not only teach social studies, but I pull from music lessons. I work with the Latin teacher. I work with the Chamorro teacher to talk about, all of the rich history on Guam, and everything is really so interconnected. When we say MCS is a familia, we mean it.
All right. Well, let's end with Ryan right now. So, Senor, your final thoughts on your return to school.
Again, I'm extremely happy for it. Not only for myself, but I know the students have been waiting for this day since last year, and now that it's finally happening, their excitement has given me extra excitement. So it's almost as if this excitement is shooting in jolts of laser beams or something out of my hands, right? Because I'm just too excited for that. But
you're gonna go all Iron Man on them, huh?
Yes, really. I can't wait to get in there and to learn the language in a face-to-face environment. I think will definitely have a very strong hold with the students, and will allow them to communicate with the staff at our school in Chamorro and so on and so forth. And I feel like that's something, one of our goals is to become a Chamorro school, really implement the Chamorro language for all faculty, staff, and students. And so far we're working our way there. And, I have non-Chamorro students that greet with buenas and hafa now, on a regular basis.
Right
so,
on.
That's a step, and we're going to keep taking these little steps until we eventually get there. But yes, again, I'm very excited. I'm very happy, and I'm ready to go. I think we're all ready to go.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate your time, and there's a lot of work left to do, so we're going to let you get to it. But I know the three of you can speak for your entire faculty down there. You guys embodied the fact that teaching, it's not just a job, it's a calling. So wonderful to spend time with you guys, and good luck, and we look forward to catching up with you.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
having us.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for having us. And everyone's welcome to contact the school if you have further questions in terms of enrollments or any interest in our program. We welcome all the students who, if we have enrollments from GO to UMATIC. So
Right.
again,
All right.
thank you KUM for allowing us to come on your show and to
There's
share
another
our-
great thing, Chris, about Mount Carmel. They're really great at marketing.
They are, yeah. And it's 565 5128.
Hey, I've always respected that. You know, the,
All right.
well done.
That's the okay. It's 9:50. Thanks, Jay.
That was fun. Really,
was,
really
yeah.
good group of people, and